Just 1 second while we're turning on the computer so we can record the ongoings here, if you don't mind.
You guys are live.
Thank you, Aaron. Are you going to take the podium on behalf of the city, or is Jim going to do that?
I'm going to call the roll and get you guys started, and then Jenna will be here for the
Excellent.
presentation. Enter. Burkett. Here. Mr. Vanderberg. Here. Mr. Rideout. Here. Mr. Fink.
Here.
Yep.
Thank you. Welcome to the March 21st, 2022 regular meeting of the Design Review Board. The Freedom of Information Act statement had been appropriately published, and the notice for the meetings being held has been in accordance with our bylaws. Can I have a motion to approve the previous minutes from February 28th?
Second.
Any discussion relative to the minutes? If you would like to call the roll for approval of the minutes.
Burkett.
Yes.
Mr. Vanderberg.
Yes.
Mr. Rideout.
Yes.
Mr. Fink.
Here, approved.
All right.
Yes,
Approved.
all of the above. Aaron, you want to introduce any personal appearances?
We have none.
Citizen comments?
We have none.
I see no whole business, unless there's any that's come to your attention since the publishing of the agenda.
Yes, sir.
Okay, under new business, please, it's accelerated review for 15 Center Street, the Bounty Bar, the Shane Lab.
Is it Jenna can go over the zoning before.
Okay, would you also like to introduce her to anyone else that hasn't?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot who was here and who's not here. Everybody, this is Jenna Stevens. Jenna's our new planner. So in a few months, she'll be taking over this board completely, calling the roll and everything. If you haven't met her, feel free to stop by City Hall. She's doing a great job so far. And thanks for working with her on our very first solo DRB appearance.
Well, we did meet you at the last DRB, and
That's my first day.
we haven't run you off yet, so far it's great.
The zoning has reviewed and signed off on 15 Center Street. They have 4 signs on the lot, the cumulative area of 80 square feet, and then more than 20 square feet per sign.
Okay.
And the advocates are here to speak to you.
Okay, if you'd like to step up, you Shane?
Yes.
If you'll step up and introduce yourself for the record, and then give us any insight or explanation for the package that you submitted, we can open for discussion after you've introduced yourself.
I'm Shane Lasby from Brook Signs, downtown Charleston. And I'm working with your John Kenny over at Mountain Bar, and we're just proposing these letters on top of this mural, also to the left side there. A total of 40 square feet for the letters. And it's just, that's it. And actually, John was also mentioning that maybe Carly had sent over there's going to be 3 downlights over the letters themselves. Just that downlight.
Okay, we'll get into the details. Can I have a motion to discuss accelerated review of 15th Street?
Second.
Okay. We'll call the roll, Jenna, real quick for the discussion accelerated review.
So we just need a motion in a second.
Okay, I'm sorry. Based on the pictures that you submitted in your package, are there any of the board members have any specific questions for Mr. Lasby or for John? Either one, Jerry?
I'm assuming that's a roll down shade red. I'm sorry.
Yes, and that's been existing from when it was used.
Okay, I remember.
Okay, and you're saying the downlights now are going to be over the bar on the inside?
Over the letters?
What downlights are you talking about?
Yes, sir.
There are actually not 3. There's quite a few of them. They're all the runway lights from an airport. They're really.
Okay,
Well,
so
I
they're
think
going to be over
Carly maybe
the.
did she send a photo to the?
So
you?
So
Is that going to be a separate request?
Yeah, the lighting is separate. We're
Right.
working on
Okay.
this.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm sorry.
Here we go. Mr. Vanderberg, any comments or questions on the signage request?
Nope.
Mr. Rideout, anything?
Yeah, so there's a standard metallic silver sheet. So could you describe the letters a little bit?
Yeah, 3/4 inch acrylic there's a lot of these letters are made out of the size like aluminum cans, you see down there. But it's a good thickness, and we have the studs in there, and I have an engineer drawing for the attachment into the studs and the metal.
Okay, so this look like standard aluminum.
Yeah, they will look like aluminum, but they're acrylic. It's
Okay.
more cost effective, and there's a little bit of spacer off between the corrugated, but give it one,
More rust.
No, exactly. Building is rusted enough.
And then you're also asking a request for the glass work, or this is just for the sign?
The glasswork, yes, that's the vinyl. That's just on the outside door. The one inside is really just the bar. That was for John. That was his part of the whole scope of work. Yeah, just replacing what's already there.
Karen, any questions?
That's final? Okay, if it's not permanent, we still,
We, for our zoning review, we don't even count the door.
okay. No, I like the design of it. Questions?
Okay, I don't have any questions. Do you want to call
Ms. Burkett,
Yeah.
Mr. Vandenberg,
it? Yes.
Mr. Rideout.
Sorry, you further.
Yes, you didn't hear me? Sorry.
Mr. Fink.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Thank you. The second item for addressal is the accelerated review for 87 Center Street Hotel Folly. And you have a motion to discuss accelerated review?
So moved.
I will second.
Hey, Ryan, can you introduce yourself?
And
You know the drill?
you don't mind zoning, there, Jenna can give the zoning review.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Sure, this property is also going through zoning and has been signed off. They are looking to add a commercial fence on both sides of the property. It will be, painted, or excuse me, be vinyl coated black, which is within our ordinance. And that's it.
How we doing?
Good, Ryan. How are you?
Good.
Okay.
Tired.
I can imagine. Do you want to elaborate at all on your?
Yeah, so, on the boat landing side, I've coordinated with the boat landing folks, and they are excited that we're gonna put in a fence. It's a 4-foot chain link, black vinyl coated. We'll do the jasmine on that side, like we've done all over the island, so the fence will pretty much go away. The left side, which is the paddleboard side, it'd be a 6-foot fence. No plans for any vines on that. I don't know that it's gonna get quite enough sunlight for it, and I don't know that it's really necessary. You won't see it. That'll be just more of keeping kind of our restaurant stuff on our side and kind of keeping their paddleboard stuff on their side.
This is the water side over here, obviously, right? And this is the stuff.
Correct.
and all that.
Yeah, so the yellow is the 6-foot fence, and then the, I think it's blue is the 4-foot on the boat landing side.
Any reason why you didn't use a wooden fence
I think the aluminum will hold up better
on
just in general.
the rental side? I mean, I get you on the boat landing side, you want the
Yeah,
little breezier look, you know, but
Yeah.
the other one's just about privacy, right?
yeah, and just to kind of delineate the line, I've coordinated with the paddleboard guys, and they're kind of happy to have a fence there too, just to keep their stuff on there.
Is there not a fence there now?
Nope, there's nothing there now.
Yeah, that with the addition of the additional structure that you put on the back of the hotel, and that fence, that's really closing off a lot of that around the side, around the back.
Yeah, we're actually leaving it a little open on the ends because they walk their
That's how they
paddleboards
walk,
through.
yeah.
So I'm actually stopping the fence a little short of the property line so they can still walk back and forth.
Okay.
It's a little better walk for them to get to the boat landing than on the sidewalk and all that, because all their boards are on the very back, so it worked with them to let them cut through our place to get to the boat landing. So.
Any additional questions from Mr. Buck, Joe?
No, I mean, just a comment, and I don't know the rules of the road with all this stuff, you know. But I'd like to make for you or whoever owns that property, if it's doable, the chain link fence contingent on the vegetation I don't think chain link fences are, my personal opinion, I don't think particularly sightly. But they do accommodate the vegetation development, which is more sightly, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, you gotta suffer through that process, but I don't know. So I don't know if that is in the realm of all this sort of stuff or not, but that's just a comment.
It's within your authority to make a motion and see if you get a second, and you can have that conditional that you planted.
Yeah.
Is that your plan with the jasmine anyway?
It sounded like
it is on the boat landing side, yeah. It's actually quite expensive to plant that jasmine and weave it and maintain it. So
Right.
I'd be happy to do it on the boat landing side. I have no problems with a contingency for that. Between the two buildings where it's really a tight alleyway, I don't wanna really put any money into planting a vine that no one's gonna enjoy, if you know what I mean. So I'm fine putting it on the boat landing side for sure, but between the alley, I'd like to leave it unplanted. If that makes sense.
Would you entertain a wooden fence on that side?
You know, I don't really think so, because wooden fence is gonna actually cost quite a bit more than that chain link, and chain link's gonna outlive the wood fence quite a bit,
So it's purely cost issue.
cost, and I just don't know that there's a value to putting an expensive wood fence in between us when it's not that necessary.
What is the distance between the structures, your structure and title court?
Probably 10, 15 feet, something like that, at our tightest point. I just did a bunch of improvements on their side just to be neighborly, and Big John's a good guy, local guy that rents it out for it, so then I've made enough noise next to him, so I've been helping him out with stuff and kind of making.
You own a couple favors.
I've improved their property a little bit, so he's been.
More than one.
Yeah, that's right.
I have no problem with it.
No question.
Should we?
Where are we with the land, I mean, how do we do the landscape plan here for this? I mean, if there's any involvement we still need to do, or is that already previously? I can't recall.
I'll have to look into it. I don't know if you guys have approved the landscape plan or not.
And I apologize that I
But
can't.
tonight we're on the fence, and we can look into the landscape plan and see if it was included in the previous approval.
If we could do that, doesn't stop anything you're doing.
Sure,
I'm
yeah,
just curious what we were.
Kind of
Well, we discussed-
integral in this conversation. With the vegetation on the fence.
That's up to the powers that be, I guess.
If you would like to make a motion and get a second for that motion, you can.
So moved.
Right, so is there a second for Mr. Vanderwood's motion that the fence be approved conditional on planting?
For the blue fence.
That's correct, from the blue side. No, it's on the blue side.
I'm sorry?
For the blue fence or the other fence or all fence?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. If there's too much shade from all the big buildings, plants won't grow. You know, so,
No, it's on the blue side that we're talking about.
Where the blue would be getting the jasmine.
Right.
So just for the record, Mr. Vanderwood, your motion is.
on the boat ramp side.
All right, and is there a second for that motion?
Yeah, I will second that,
All right, and now we can
because
discuss.
that was the plan anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
We just wanted to get that written into the minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
So we will,
So that someday when you're not here.
Good luck.
so now I'll call the roll on the motion to make the boat landing fence approval conditional on the fence. Mr. Vanderwood,
Yes.
Mr. Rideout,
Yes.
Mr. Jet,
Yes.
Mr. Fink.
Yes.
So that motion passes, and we're back to the main motion, which is the approval.
Any comments on the overall approval? Okay, none? Okay, call roll for that.
My comment is, I would like to see a wooden fence. I think the chain links are not that great, but it's within the ordinance, so that's a preference. I'll make that comment.
Okay, is there any other chain link?
One just got built around the corner from Karen.
It's the chain link itself is covered in the plastic kind of stuff, so the black or whatever. it is
It's
on it.
painted, it's coated with a vinyl coating.
Like a dip
It's-
process or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I'm okay. Do you have any other questions?
I think the chain link for where it is probably okay. Yeah, when you consider they'll be coming up and down and doing all. That's my comment.
Call
Mr. Rideout,
Yes.
Ms. Burkett,
Yes.
Mr. Vandenberg,
yes.
Think.
Yes.
That's
why I-
So
You have to understand, Ryan used to be on the board, so you like to pick on him.
that motion passes too.
Thank you. Any additional staff comments?
Thank you all.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yes, sir. Jen and I are now working together on the commercial district rezonings and text amendments. Those are going to the planning commission and the city council for a joint work session on April 4th, the first Monday in April.
That's a Monday, April 4th.
So on April 4th, and then they'll be at the formal public hearing at planning commission on May 2nd, which is the first Monday in May. And then they're at city council for first reading in May. And we've got the whole proposal, but just very briefly, Center Street will get its own kind of overlay with some relaxed rules about parking, some lower building heights, encouraging public amenities at the street. The second block of West Ashley, between Arctic and Ashley, would be rezoned from commercial to residential to family. The back half of the first block would be changed from DC to IC, and then DC, IC gets some district amendments, basically boiling down to increased setbacks, eliminating multifamily, and building height to encourage smaller buildings in reaction to.
Are there grandfathered in businesses or anything that are on that stretch? Because Loggerhead is on that
So
stretch.
that's, well, it would be between, it's where all the multifamily houses are, it's between Arctic and Ashley, not Ashley and Cooper. I think Loggerhead's is the second row, not the front row. But to your point,
You're right.
there is a current exemption in the code that says any non-conforming use in the commercial districts is grandfathered in. So when they rezone that lot to residential two-family, they'll make all the multifamily housing on that lot non-conforming. So the same exemption is being proposed with residential two-family district. They basically grandfather those multifamily uses in perpetuity like they are in the commercial district. So it's a lot of moving pieces. We think we have a presentation that organizes it rationally.
Question for you on the parking. Okay, so gonna relax the parking requirements, which has been kind of uneven as it's happened in practice, right? But I guess the best way to say it. So, for example, their washout, we have a parking lot that's part of their property, but does not face Center Street. Will you still require parking?
So anything between Center Street and the alley, the parking requirements will be removed. And
Center
so,
Street and the alley, where's the alley?
right behind this building, the alley that you see behind Taco Boy, the alley that runs behind Center Street.
So it's like equivalent to the beach access, the half block?
Yep, so right,
Okay.
a good place to see it is behind Taco Boy.
Yeah, no, I got you.
So there's one on both sides.
So when you say you're gonna relax the parking, what is that?
That means the parking won't be required for development within the Center Street overlay. Because these lots are all small, they're all historically been developed with block coverage, they just
Right.
can't physically.
Yeah, where are you gonna park them?
So just lots on Center Street. That's just a proposal, it may not work.
Yeah, I hear you.
The problem that we tried to solve originally was that there were never parking requirements in the commercial district until 2010. 2010, we adopted our chart, we slapped it on the commercial district, we didn't separate Center Street from the rest of the commercial district. So on Center Street, nobody could do anything because they couldn't change uses, they couldn't build new buildings, there was no parking.
Right.
So the city came back and said, let's go back to the way it was before 2010. I think we all know what happened about 2 months after that. Wiki, now Taco Boy got built.
Right.
And at that time, it was decided we need a different solution from Center Street than the rest of the commercial district. So this will be impacting.
And while they were working on that, the other ones.
Well, the other ones, the other ones actually have parking. They
Oh, that's
have-
right, they did.
They have
When were
parking.
those plans? It predates me, and those things originally approved.
Which those,
All those tall buildings over there, but, there's two different projects, basically.
I thought you were still on the board with that. They're relatively recent, within the last.
I thought the one, not next to the post office, the other one had some time on it.
Well, there's lots of stuff over there.
Right,
If
I
you're
know.
talking about the brand new ones that are under construction, those were approved as a pair.
The ones that are next to the Hudson building there where, low life is.
Yeah, those were approved as a pair.
And when was that?
I honestly thought it was last
Not
year.
long ago.
But,
It may have been 2020.
I mean, for the design review board approval, but when were the
Zoning?
Oh, you mean the actual permits issue?
yeah.
Definitely within the last year.
So nothing happened prior to the last year on those?
I don't understand what.
I don't know the whole process, that's why I'm kind of
Oh, okay.
stumbling through it.
So someone applies for a permit and we can't issue the permit until the DRB approves it.
So there's no permits, there's been no official activity.
They're billed.
No, until it comes here.
Oh, right, yeah,
Right,
right.
Yeah, I got you.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
You have to submit it first.
Yeah, I thought there were some steps before it.
Right, so they come in and they say, here's my permit application for 2 sets of 3 buildings.
Whatever
And we
it is,
say,
right?
we'll review it, but we can't approve it until it gets DRB approval.
But zoning has to approve it
But the
first.
day they walk in with the permit, they're in on whatever rules are in effect that day. So if they apply for a permit and they meet all the zoning requirements and we send it to the DRB, we can't come back and change the zoning ordinance after the DRB gets it.
But in those cases, had zoning approved it sometime in the past, or was it recent?
It was right before,
Right,
like,
right,
we get
all-
the permit and then.
All
we
in the
start-
same process?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yes, it's not like they apply for a permit and get a permit and then 2 years later it goes to DRB. We get a-
Right, that's what I'm trying to,
Okay.
trying to
So
understand.
they bring in a permit, just like these guys with the sign.
Right.
Here's our sign permit. It's April 3rd. Well, the next meeting of the DRB is May 22nd.
So there was nothing that would have triggered the, what's going on prior to that?
Well, as soon as we saw it.
I hear you, but it wasn't until late in the game. Okay.
Yeah, like, it's not like the DRB gets it for a few months and then they apply for a permit and there's
No.
time,
And they really can't stop anything other than what it looks like. You can't stop the construction, really.
I just didn't know where we were in the cascade of events. We were down the chain or up the chain.
You're after the application before the approval.
But zoning's already ensured that they've met all the rules and regs to be able to do it.
Right. And if they come in with something that meets the rules, we have to send it to them.
Right.
But those particular things can't be built again if this new thing passes. But it is a lot of moving pieces, and we're about to send out notice to almost, well, literally every property owner in the commercial that I see in the DC districts, and a couple in the residential districts. So you may be getting phone calls, emails, what's going on. We're gonna send out 200 letters, and then we're gonna post signs on every one of these properties. It's gonna be, I'm sure a lot of folks who have not known that it's happening are gonna be, what's this? So if you get any questions about it, we can certainly help you answer them.
All of those little orange, something changed the light for.
They're like little campaign stuff.
We just have to hand letter those things.
Every property along here is gonna get one of those about the middle of April, and I think that's gonna be the first time that a lot of people hear about it or know about it.
Right.
So I imagine that some of you will instantly start getting.
Yeah, I'm retiring. I got another grandkid almost.
And then the short-term rental stuff should come right after the election, as far as I know.
It definitely won't come before.
I have nothing else on the agenda unless you got some staff or commission comment or more commission comments or anything. You guys have anything at all? Any closing comments? Kind of motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Alright.
Thank you.
Jenna, you have anything?
No, not right now.
We're good to go with it all night.
Thank you, Shane.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Give me like 2 minutes and turn off the computer.
One around the corner from the ball.
Yeah.
It just looks terrible.
It's terrible. Quickly.
Right.
If anyone hits it, then it's.
I didn't even know they were legal.